All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me for another edition of The Versus, where I just compare a few different items that are within the subjects of basically nutrition, just to general health, and then something more related to in the gym, just workout type of items. So today we'll blast right through these. I'll try to be a little bit quicker. There's just major points I want to make on these, and in case you can't tell, but what I'm trying to get across by doing these is almost kind of debunking some myths is really what I'm getting after, especially with the nutrition side of things. And then the general health is going to be kind of all over the place. But with that being said, once again, thank you for joining me. I'll make this short and sweet. So let's hop right into these. And so first one we're going to start with is good fat versus bad fats. This is our nutrition topic today. So fats always just fats and carbs both get this super negative reputation within the gym world, the health fitness world. And the thing is that you got to eat fat to lose fat, which is kind of so silly. It sounds so silly, but there's completely different types of fats, just like there are different types of carbs. So good fats are your mono and polyunsaturated fats, and you'll find this written on the back of the nutrition label. But that's not what you're looking for. You're like, what are examples? And how much and when should I eat it? So po- poly and mono unsaturated are your good fats. They're typically found in fish, nuts and seeds, uh, vegetable oils, so some good cooking oils, avocados. Those are your primary sources. There's a lot that I'm not hitting here, but these are your primary sources. You want to try to aim to get, a serving or two of these every day. Um, Now, bad fats are primarily your saturated and trans fats. Saturated fats are primarily found in uh, red meats, um, butter, basically any dairy products, such as ice cream, sour cream, whole milk. Uh, Coconut oil is another big one. I think that we've gotten past that craze of people putting coconut oil in everything, not only cooking with it, but putting it on their skin and their hair and whatnot. But coconut oil, out of all the oils that you can probably think of that you cook with, has the highest saturated fat content level. So if you do still use coconut oil, I'm not going to be the one that's saying completely get rid of it, throw it out, but be extremely sparing with it. Okay. So your saturated fats, they're okay to eat every now and then. I personally eat red meat once, if possible, once every other week, just to try to break up that saturated uh, fats. The trans fats are something you should completely try to stay away from. Those are primarily found in your snack foods. So anything that is boxed in the aisles, canned in the aisles, those are where you're going to find your trans fats. Those are something that you can completely do without. Okay. So the saturated fats are going to have negative effects on your bad cholesterol, meaning your LDL. Now, I think now that I kind of covered, that there are good fats and you want to incorporate those into your diet, and there's bad fats that, some of them are still going to be in there, but you want to avoid the trans fats. I want to make this very clear. I guess this is the kind of big point I want to make is fat is still fat, just like anything else in your diet. And if you eat too much of it, even if it is the good kind of fat, it can end up being bad. So a quick example of what I mean for this is a lot of people that I work with their dietary habits with is we try to eat not to be hungry, not you don't eat because you're hungry. So in order to do this is you almost want to graze, and I don't even know if that's the correct word to use, but instead of letting yourself get to the point where you're starving and you eat 4 to 5 servings worth of a meal, which you're probably saying, Zach, no one does that. Go to a restaurant. What they put on your plate is about 4 servings. Okay, so an actual serving is much, much smaller than you probably ever even give yourself. Um, but going back to we want to eat to not be hungry. So I tell people, let's get some healthy fruits, vegetables, nuts, and put them at your desk. And those are the things, measure them out, and that's what you can eat. So I've had some people that come back like, Zach, I've been really good, limiting my red meats, limiting all these bad kind of fats. Portion control is way down. I'm eating right about where I should be in order to still be healthy, keep my energy levels up, but I'm still losing weight. But I'm not losing weight. Let me take a look. Oh, well, you're eating 10 servings by noon of almonds. But you said it's good fat. It's got good fiber in it. Yeah, but not 10 servings worth. 10 servings worth of almonds is got to be like 100 grams of fat, which is your daily intake of what you should have for maybe a day or two, depending on your goals. So before I get too off into that, that's kind of the point I want to make with that is even though there is good fat, and I'm telling you to eat good fat, there is such thing still as too much of good fat. All right. So once again, if there's any more questions on this specific topic, let me know. Reach out to me. I'll jump right into it as it pertains to you specifically. So let's move on. Next one. I will self-admit I had a very difficult time putting words to this. This is my general health, general awareness topic. Accepting health versus that Macho Man syndrome. So what I mean by that is and not only accepting help, but asking for help. But a lot of guys, and I don't mean to single out guys, because there are some females too, but you see it predominantly in the males, is when it comes to resistance training, primarily is what I'm thinking of as an example, is they don't necessarily want to ask for help. They don't want to ask another guy for help on how to get stronger. We all guys have that feeling, well, I know I'm a guy, I can do it because you've seen it maybe 20 years ago. You've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger videos. You've seen movies. You've read Men's Fitness, Men's Health. You read different articles that have come about. You also just want to feel dominant and you know what to do. Or in this also, I see this a lot in females where it comes to we're living in the world of social media, and they're going to start doing exercises, following different fab diets, following, even different meditation techniques and whatnot of these Instagram people. You see an Instagram model that has 2 million followers and doing an exercise, and she has an hourglass figure. They're all of a sudden going to start doing all those exercises. Listen, they're thinking that those exercises are going to get them to look like that. The thing is that they're not. I almost guarantee you, believe me, I'm on Instagram. I see it all. A lot of those Instagram models are born like that. They have zero clue what they're doing in the weight room. They have no clue what they're doing even eating. They could not live a day in their life, and they could eat 20 servings of mac and cheese every day and eat brownies, and they're still going to look like that. That is genetic, okay? So there's a few points I'm trying to make with this is regardless of who you are, what you look like, what your experience is, ask for help, okay? And even if you are still very secure of what you're doing, but you're like, you know what? I might just ask someone who based on certifications and education, knows exactly what they're doing, okay? And I'm also kind of speaking to a little bit of the older population with this is that old school approach of all the weightlifting and whatnot, and they've seen it done forever, and that's how it's done. Like you can't beat the old fashioned gold standard. That's how it's done. Those machines are still around. People still use them. Yes, but now we have people like myself of this younger generation, these millennials, who we're going to 4, 5, 6, 8 years of school that are teaching us how to do these things, and not just how to do a push-up, but the different type of muscle fibers connected in there, the physiological and the physical effects on your body, the emotional effects on your, like I could go on hours and hours about that, but there's so much that goes into it. Even if, you haven't done a push-up in a few years and you want to ask my advice as to exercise prescription, how many reps, how many sets, how often should I do it? Can you look at my mechanics? How can I make this easier? How can I make it harder? When something bothers me, how do I avoid that? There's so much that goes into it. And regardless, even if you're this big jacked guy, ask a professional for anything, okay? You'd be very surprised about how friendly and approachable a lot of the people in the health and wellness field are. And then also going back to the younger generation, which sees everything on social media and they just think that's it. I just do that and I'm golden. Okay. I posted this on my Instagram the other day. A lot of Instagram people, models, whatever, they're putting fit at the end of their Instagram handle. And people are just like, what does that mean? What does it mean that you're fit? That's not a certification. That's not an education. That's not a degree. Okay. That's just someone putting up, word candy up there to try to get more followers. Okay. Ask an actual professional about what you should be doing. This is pertaining to anything: exercise, nutrition, your general well-being, as far as it goes with managing stress, yoga, like all that stuff. Okay, ask a professional, please. Don't just take it into your own hands. Don't go look at Men's Health Fitness or all these websites out there. Okay, they're just looking for views and followers. They're not looking to actually help you. I'm sorry, this is the cold hard truth of this world, but these people writing these non-backed articles and Instagram posts and Facebook posts, they don't care about you. Okay, they're trying to make money and be heard. All right, so I think I made my point on that one. Let's jump to the next one. Cardio versus resistance training as this pertains to fat loss. So once again, kind of debunking one of these myths that if you want to lose fat, you should just run, bike, sweat as much as possible, get your heart rate up as much as possible for as long as possible. Okay, I'm here to tell you, based on kind of a lot, not even new science that's kind of been around for a while, but people just kind of ignored it until now. We're actually relating it into the way that we train people. Is resistance training is actually a much better way to burn fat than just straight up cardio. I'm not saying get rid of cardio, just do resistance training, but resistance training done correctly with the advice of and programming of a professional is going to burn fat much quicker than cardio. I'll make two major points on this because I could go on forever. But the first one is, if you go for a run for 40 minutes, okay, you're burning a pretty good amount of calories for 40 minutes, right? But once you start running a lot, your body always knows how to run, and it starts to decrease the amount of calories that it burns every time it does it. There's no way to change the way you run. Sure, you could do an incline or decline run, but the running mechanics are running mechanics, okay? You can't change that. So you only burning calories during that actual exercise bout, and your calories are going to start, the burning of your calories is going to start to decrease the more and more you do it, okay? Resistance training is so diverse. There are so many different ways to do resistance training. You can change up nearly every single possible thing with resistance training. Therefore, your calorie burn will never decrease over time because your body adapts to it. If anything, it'll increase because you will get stronger, and you'll continue to challenge yourself with heavy weights and different movements, different ranges of motion. The other thing with the resistance training, you go for, I forget what the duration was I used for the cardio, but a 30-minute, 40-minute run. You do resistance training at the same amount of time. You might not quite burn the same amount of calories during the actual 40 minutes, but resistance training is proven to boost your metabolism outside of that workout bout. So you're going to burn more calories once you go back to your desk, once you go back to your house and you shower and you eat, you go back to your desk, or you're going to burn a lot more calories. So more calorie burn during resistance training and throughout the regular day than just a single run or a cardio bout. The other major point with this that I want to take is cardio has not been proven to show signs of increased body composition. What I mean by that is you will burn fat. You will burn fat during cardio. Yes, I'm never going to argue that. Are you going to build muscle? Probably not. Maybe like a pound a year, maybe. Resistance training, are you going to burn fat? Yes. Are you going to build muscle? Yes. Are you going to look better? Yes. Are you going to feel better? Yes. You're going to have higher energy levels? Yes. Okay. So not only is the fat burning going to happen quicker, but it's going to make you look and feel better than just that cardio. Okay. Those are the major points I want to make on all of those. Once again, if you have more questions or I didn't quite clarify it, then feel free to shoot it at me. More questions at me. But until the next one, thank you for watching. Thanks for educating yourself, and stay safe, stay healthy, and stay active, people.